Hello from the Hashknife. Well, today I want to take you on a tour of deception through the help of modern science. So here's the backstory. Our son Calen, I was training horses when he was in high school, junior high and high school. So, a little spending money and then for college money. Had a guy call and say, hey, I want this mule trained. And we're booked up. And I said, well, okay, I can't, but my son can, and I'll help him with it, spot check him here and there. And so then I told Calen, I said, hey, I rounded up another training for you that you can start on here shortly. And he said, well, what is it? And I said, well, it's a Molly mule. And oh my God, he threw a fit. He was like, I don't know anything. I don't want to train no stupid mule. And I said, look, the dumbest mule is smarter than the smartest horse. And that mule is going to teach you things that a horse can never teach you about training. At the end of the training, he really fell in love with the long ears. I mean, just loves them now, and learned a lot, has a great appreciation for them. And so he's in the Army. He's actually home. He's in the house. He's home on leave. So we're trying to do this thing kind of sneaky Pete. What we have done is, instead of taking him, or this mare, this is his mare, Lucky, and she is a beauty. Instead of taking her to our stallion, we've kind of been deceiving him a little bit, and we got to take her to the vet for artificial insemination, and not to another horse, but to a gated jack, a mammoth jack that's gated. So we'll have like a horse size 15-2 horse or mule out of these two. And so what we're having done is semen shipped, cooled semen collected and shipped on probably Monday, and then it'll arrive here Tuesday so that she can be inseminated, several states away, and hopefully produce a mule for Calen. We're trying to keep this a secret so he doesn't find out, doesn't know about it until we've got maybe a little mule on the ground next spring, almost a year from now, when she is to foal. Let's hope this works out. We're going to do an ultrasound, see where she's at in her heat cycle, and then hopefully we can get some cooled semen in here and impregnate her in a couple of days.
So this is her uterus here.
Okay.
And we'll just uterus. We'll just follow it to an ovary and see what's cooking. So this is her left ovary.
Okay.
This big bright white is the CL that she ovulated last week when we were watching it. In an estrus cycle, once they get to a 30, they grow about 2 to 3 millimeters a day. See her uterus here, how it's pretty flat. Yeah, not a lot of folds. When they get into estrus, as you guys will witness, it sort of looks almost like you cut a tomato in half, or like a wagon wheel with spokes. So that's what we're looking for a good heat cycle. And she's right where I thought that she would be.
Good.
But not in heats, which is what I expected. I just wanted to make sure she didn't do something funny and come into heat,
right?
Without us knowing. We usually check. Most of these places require 24 hours notice, so we check Sunday afternoon so that they can collect Monday and ship it out Monday.
Right.
Read a contract here with the vet clinic and kind of just go through these. Horse.
Is this thinking, Calen?
He's not as fast as the other kids. It's kind of like the pug running out
Okay, you
her
can skip that one.
She's had one quarterly income.
Pretty standard.
Oh shit. Is that why you're doing it?
What?
Where'd you take her?
Well,
Taking her to the vet.
taking her to the vet here.
This
Yeah,
is-
no shit, Sherlock.
Through the magic of FedEx and modern science,
Wait, no words. Oh, you shipped the semen, huh?
we're waiting to like Monday. A lot.
Yay.
Jazz hands.
So it's a gated jack
Yes.
that is a
I was hoping to sell
Mammoth.
one, but hey, I'll settle for one that I can keep.
A mammoth
He's a
jack.
mammoth jack,
So he's normal size?
normal size, And
Well, I guess
a
this takes
blue-
away all my Christmas presents. Thanks, though.
and blue roan. We're trying to do this.
Blue Roan?
Yeah,
Blue Roan Jack?
yeah.
Oh, shit.
And so I was trying to keep this secret, but your mother just now wanted to know. Oh, let's tell him. Let's tell him.
Well,
So-
she was making it sound like it's for Brayden, so I was like, I wouldn't have caught on at all.
So those are the contracts with the vet's office and with the gal.
Weeks ago, huh?
She's in Colorado. That's where the Jack's.
Gunnison, Colorado.
Gunnison, Colorado.
Colorado?
Yeah,
You found one that close, huh?
yeah.
I thought you were saying you had to go to like Tennessee and stuff.
We were looking all over.
So what happens if she doesn't take?
You get
Have
it.
to
She's
try
a
again.
guaranteed live full.
We just have to pay shipping again.
Yeah,
So she'll give you multiple samples and I'll make
Yes.
sure it happens.
yeah. It's all in contract. Or then
get a Mule!
The cat's out of the bag. He's here,
Hi.
and he knows what's going on.
Awesome.
So,
Everything's going good. She's bringing her in right now, and we'll do it. Come on.
all right.
This is her box of
All right. The box of fun.
A box of fun, yep. And this is her little report.
The report from the stallion, from the Jack. Okay.
Yep. See what
Oh yeah. It seems to me like she kind of goes above and beyond with what I've talked to her, and all right.
yeah.
Well, still keep going.
Excellent.
All of the information.
She
Hi.
gets a little bit of sedation for this process, just to relax the cervix and stuff. First, we'll ultrasound her and we'll look at her uterus and everything and see how the first dose went. At this point, we're looking for ovulation, so we like to breed on, like they sent 2 doses, so ideally you get 2 doses and you breed on either side of ovulation. And so one pre-ovulation and one post-ovulation. And so this morning we're looking for the dose, or we're looking for her to have ovulated. That's the big thing that we're watching for on the ultrasound. And then the second thing is some mares don't clear the semen out of their uterus like they ought to, or ideally it would all be gone by now from the first dose. And so that's the other thing that we're looking for, is fluid remaining in the uterus after her first dose.
Now, if there's fluid remaining, then that's blockage for the second dose, right?
Not blockage, but it sort of creates some inflammation if it sits in there too long. This is her uterus with all the folds and stuff. And this is her left ovary. And see how it's got these little black circles? Those are the small follicles on there.
Okay.
And then this big bright white area is the CL, where the large dominant follicle has ovulated. So
Okay.
that's perfect. She had a large follicle on both ovaries though, so we're gonna go check the other one. It would be outstanding if that one didn't ovulate, but I have my suspicions.
And she's a chronic overovulator.
Yeah, see, it almost looks identical
Yeah.
to the other one, big bright white CL there. So she double ovulated and probably will nearly every time.
Yeah.
The fluid levels in the uterus, there might be just a tiny bit right there, but nothing to be concerned about, so that's great.
If she's demonstrating that she might be a double ovulator, she had a cold the last one, but it felt itty because she was so tiny.
She's very undersized.
Could she have been a twin and the other
That's all I
one?
wonder.
Resorbed, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That makes sense because,
That's all I'm
I mean, she did grow up to be, normal size, but
But she was
she was very small.
What,
Yeah.
45 pounds, did we figure?
45, 50. She was tiny.
Which is way too small for
Yeah.
a mare this size.
I was concerned when it was first born because I thought maybe she'd pulled like a month or 2 early. I was like,
Yeah.
but she was fine.
Eh.
Just took a while to grow.
I think
Yeah, sure could have been. This mare also had, how many foals has she had?
well, I thought 2,
Okay.
You- but Calen says 1.
Oh, only the one.
Yeah, that's the only one I'm tracking.
So she has an interesting anatomical thing. A mare's cervix is round, right? It's like a sphincter,
Yeah.
basically, or anybody's cervix. And it should close tightly when they're pregnant, and it should close tightly during diastrus, and then it should be wide open during estrus so that semen and whatever can get in and out. That's how physiologically how it should work. She has probably from, like if you're looking at a clock, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
Yeah.
is completely gone.
Really?
Like probably trauma, probably folding trauma, a tear.
Okay.
And so it's not ideal for closure and for, you know, kind of keeping things out of
Yeah.
the uterus, infection and that sort of thing. I mean, there's no way for me to know when she did it, you know, but if she's only had the one fold, probably
That would be it then.
probably that one. Yeah, I go right through the cervix with the insemination pipette, and so I feel the cervix and palpate it and stuff, and so that was pretty interesting. It's not, like I said, it's not ideal. There's nothing that you can do. If it was just a tear,
Right.
you could repair it, but it's just gone. The whole
Do you think a mucus plug will still hold? That's the issue, really. Then.
Yeah, I think so, because I think it's just the external
Okay.
part, but we'll have to watch her pretty close if and when she gets pregnant, for things like, you know, wanting to foal early,
Right.
placentitis type issues.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't hurt to do like a 5, 7, and 9 month ultrasound on her and check her placenta and stuff. The semen looks great.
Good. What do you look for in semen quality?
Just mostly motility and concentration. They usually send the concentration report. What I look for here is that it still has a good degree of motility once it's cooled and shipped.
Okay.
Sort of excited to look at it. I don't know what I was expecting for the little sperm cells to have long ears or what. It looks just
Same, sure. Have you done many attempts for mules?
I've never AI'd a jack.
So this is the first time.
This is my first time.
All right.
That's why I was so excited to look at it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, what's it gonna look like? But it looks just like studs.
What are you looking at? About 150 mils?
These are 50.
50s?
Wanna hold it for me?
You bet.
Don't drop it.
No, that's too expensive to drop.
Yeah.
I can pull this down too if you want. That may make it a little bit easier for you.
Did I get it all?
Pretty clean.
All right. Thank you.
Suck that right out. And what temperature does this need to stay at for viable cool generally? I know that's going to vary, but
Yeah,
motility will change, right?
yeah. So we're pretty lucky to have these nice egg containers. You freeze the little ice guys in there, and then right when you cool it, you take them out of the freezer and put them in there, and it cools it slowly to exactly the right temperature for semen and, you know, shipped embryos and that sort of thing, and then it maintains it in that box there for 24 hours for sure,
Uh-huh.
and 24 hours at the same constant temperature, and then after that starts to sort of warm up. So we keep the box in the fridge once it comes, so that it, you know, the ice packs last longer.
Now, what's the difference between cooled and sealed and frozen semen for viability, for motility?
It depends on the stallion quite a little bit. Some studs don't freeze well at all, and others, it's great.
Huh.
Depends on the process and also the stallion himself.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have sterile sleeve and a sterile pipette, and this is just sterile lube. And so you go in vaginally
Everything up to this point was rectally for the
for the ultrasound.
ultrasound, or yeah, so as not to
Yep.
infect or cause any.
You go into the vaginal vault, and you won't be able to see this part, but she finds the cervix, and it's about as big around on her as, I don't know, 3 of my fingers probably.
Okay.
When she's in estrus. And then you sort of palpate it digitally and find the opening, the os.
Mm-hmm.
And hers is a little more challenging because of the defect.
Guiding the tip of that pipette into the uterus and then going ahead and slowly injecting the semen.
Yep.
At that point, give them a little roadmap, any directions. I mean, what did you do? Go left, young man, go right, young man.
Yeah, they have a lot of options with her.
Yeah, they do.
Either way is fine. There's an egg coming from both directions, I bet. Sometimes I guide the pipette into a certain horn, depending on the timing of the insemination and or which side they're going to ovulate. And with frozen, you do what's called with frozen or low volume, you do what's called a deep horn insemination, where you guide this pipette all the way up into a horn, right next to the fallopian tube, basically.
So that you absolutely make sure you're as close as you can, and that they don't need a map to get there. Let's put it that way, right? None of the yelling and screaming from the stallion or the mares. No stomping of feet. No kicking.
No squealing, no kicking, no biting. Everyone's calm.
You're just anxious to get this little long ear.
Yeah. All about the ears, man.
All about the ears.
Get to the last drop. Okay. Kind of can.
A little bit, maybe.
Yeah, at least check her on the 6th. That's 13 days post-ovulation. The vesicles should be small enough that I can reduce one at that point if there are twins.
It's 13 days after our last visit. I know you're not thrilled about this, but we're back to see if we can find a little baby growing up in a uterus. What do you think? Do you know? Can you tell? Why don't you just tell us instead of do all this ultrasound stuff? It'd be easier.
There's one.
Nice.
A little black vesicle with the white spot on top.
Nice.
Perfect.
Let's hope that's all there is.
Uterus, basically. This is her uterus.
Okay.
And just make sure that we don't miss
That's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Is,
a second vesicle. There's the one.
Ooh, there's a second
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Damn it.
One and...
Okay, so that's not a good thing. So we don't want twins.
I knew we were going to get
I did too. I just knew it. The way she ovulates, you know.
And with
Okay.
the previous fold.
So, is there any way to tell which one is the more viable
Well,
from from your scan?
no, they're probably both fine. That one's bigger,
Yeah.
which is normal. They're usually
Right.
incongruous sizes because they don't ovulate exactly simultaneously. I'd like to pinch the smaller one, but
Yeah.
the smaller one is back here, right back by the cervix
In a better spot for
for implantation, and the larger one is up here in a horn. So I think what we'll do is just keep her for the day, and I'll scan her again in a few hours, and if they've switched places, then that'll be a little better.
Okay.
Because they migrate until day 16.
Okay.
So,
But now knowing what we need to do, we've got a plan.
Yep.
It's not the plan we wanted.
it's the plan we expected.
Trying for a heartbeat.
So there's our baby.
Nice.
Looks really good. Whoa, lucky.
Umbilical cord.
Uh-huh. And there's the heart. See it pumping?
I think I see little tiny ears. How about you?
Big ears.
Big ears,
actually.
yeah. All right. That's good news. Heartbeat, month 5. Let's see if we can see some big ears in there, right?
Yeah, the bones.
Oh, yeah. The long bones on the legs, maybe?
Yeah, see, there's the bone.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of in a weird spot. But see a reflection off the bone there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's alright.
7
I
months.
think we're 7, yeah.
This is 7 months.
Checked her at 5 months.
We did. Yeah, Calen did.
It is looking awfully small and empty.
No.
Yeah, it's not in there anymore. That's her uterus there.
So she's reabsorbed or...
Yeah, she
God
did.
dang it.
Dang it, is right.
Oh, that's bad news.
Yeah, there's no baby in
Damn it.
there. Dang it.
Oh.
Oh, that's terribly disappointing.
Yeah, it is. That's horribly disappointing. We dropped off Belle, and the vet just called and said, in her words, "We're cooking a mule!" Yay! So, low-risk pregnancy, like treated like a normal pregnancy, and I asked her if that means that she can't drink or smoke, and she said probably not. So,
Gonna get her off the sauce right away.
yeah, so we're good there. And so we will put her out to pasture with the rest of the ponies in another week or so. Give her a little time and see how it goes.
We have some bad news. We didn't film the rest of Belle's process. It was the exact same as Lucky's. Unfortunately, she also did not carry to full term the foal. Both mares were shown to be in foal, but they just didn't carry to term. We chose to switch from Lucky to Belle because Lucky's cervix issue, losing about a third of her cervix, the bottom half, was concerning. We didn't think she could carry to full term again. Plus, the issue with the twins, the double ovulation, it caused concerns. So we switched a slightly younger mare. She had been proven. She had several foals prior to that, but unfortunately she did not work with the artificial insemination on that as well. Now, one thing to note is that the folks that we got the insemination package from, it was a 2-year deal, guaranteed live birth. Obviously, the 2-year deal did not work. The first year being Lucky, second year being Belle. So we did everything we could to try to get that package to work, that insemination package. It just didn't. So we don't really know where we're going to go with this. We're going to figure out something. I know my parents would really like a mule. I obviously would love a mule, but to be determined. So this journey does continue. So follow along with us while we figure out what we're going to do in the next stage.